story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Well, there is noonday and you're welcome to CoreTV News on the hour with me, Sabena Izuku. President Goodluck Jonathan and the national leadership of the People's Democratic Party on Saturday refused to be part of the final rally organized by the pro-Jonathan group, the Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria in Abuja. The rally, which was the last to be held by the group, was aimed at persuading the president to run for 2015 presidential election. Political observers had thought that the president would use the opportunity to declare his intentions to run, having been endorsed as the sole presidential candidate of the PDP. Before now, the PDP had issued a statement asking all officials of the party at all levels to attend any rally aimed at boosting and promoting the chances of the president in the 2015 presidential election. Vice President Namadi Sambu, who represented the president, however, told the gathering that his boss was attending other official duties. He said the president's popularity was not in doubt because of the numerous groups he said had been asking him to run for the presidency in 2015. The vice president was reacting to claims by the secretary to the government of the Federation, Pius Ayim, that more than 17 million Nigerians had signed a register calling on the president to run. The leader of Abuja's Market Women Association, Felicia Sani, had dismissed claims that Nigerians more divided under President Goodluck Jonathan than at any other time in its history. Speaking on the sideline of a rally organized by Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, the market leader argued that the country is more united with Jonathan in the saddle.
Even a blind man can see. A blind man can hear it. Nigeria is coming to a position of I must like myself. With these things that I've done today, I know that we are our brother's keeper. We still like ourselves. We still love ourselves. We have a long way to go. We have passed 100 years. We are making a history for another 100 years. For our future generation, for our children to see. With Jonathan, I see peace. With Jonathan, I see love. With Jonathan, I see harmony. With Jonathan, there must be peace in this country. We are together. We work together for the peace of this country.
The former head of state and presidential aspirant of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, said on Saturday in Kaduna State that another 4 years of the ruling People's Democratic Party will spell doom for the country. Buhari said he was personally concerned at what he called a deliberate plot by the ruling party to use religion and ethnicity to destroy the country. The IEPC presidential aspirant, who spoke at the Northern IEPC Stakeholders Interactive meeting in Kaduna on Saturday, insisted that the greatest problem facing Nigeria was not religion or tribal differences, but a deliberate plot by the ruling People's Democratic Party-led government using religion and ethnicity to polarize the country for selfish gains ahead of the 2015 general elections. Speaking further, Buhari lamented the militarization of the last governorship election in Ekiti and Osun states, where a large number of soldiers and other security operators were deployed for the election. He argued that the move showed that the ruling PDP was desperate to hold on to power, using every means at its disposal to achieve that. The success achieved by Governor Ayodele Fayose on his second journey into Ekiti Government House through what has become popularly known as stomach infrastructure may have become the benchmark for politicians seeking future political office. The latest to join the Fayose school of thought is the former Deputy Governor of the state, Abiodun Olujimi, who declares her senatorial ambition at Omuo Ekiti in Ekiti East local government area. Rashid was there and filed this report.
The October 16th swearing-in of Fayoshe as the governor of Ekiti State has automatically confirmed the PDP the position of government in power, leaving the APC in the opposition. The state capital may be calm, but in faraway Omuokiti in Ekiti East local government area, former deputy governor and current board of trustee member of the PDP, Abiodun Lujimi, is seizing the opportunity to declare her senatorial ambition while inaugurating her contact and mobilization committee. The Fayoshe stomach infrastructure policy was the yardstick of her campaign.
We'll mobilize development in agriculture, environment, youth development, in the economy, and in the general well-being, which we call stomach infrastructure.
Olujimi, who served as Fayoshe's deputy governor during his first term, expresses confidence in winning the primaries and subsequently the general elections.
My people believe in me. This senatorial district believes in me. I've done it before. They know me and they know that I will deliver.
For the legal advisor of the Ekiti State PDP, Kolade Kolapo, the stability of Fayoshe's government will form the background to the next development in Ekiti State. Kolapo tells lawmakers in the state to queue behind the Fayoshe's administration.
They go on recess for the next 1, 2, 3 months and come back one day. Now that the government of Ekiti State has changed, we have a PDP government in place now, I think the members of the House of Assembly should work together as a team to support the government so that the government can succeed.
With the PDP now in power in Ekiti State, the jostle for relevance among ambitious party members will no longer be a child's play if the words of political observers are anything to go by. Rashid, CoreTV News, Omuo Ekiti.
Ahead 2015 general elections, Women Arise, a non-governmental organization, has urged Nigerians to exercise their rights to vote wisely and choose candidates that will represent their interests in the best possible way. Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at the Group Symposium in the Ikorodu area of Lagos. Her report is presented from our studio.
The symposium was tagged 2015 Elections, Options for Survivor. Leader of the Women Arise organization, Joe Odumake, speaks on the importance of conducting a free and fair elections in 2015.
2015 elections will make or mar Nigeria. And the reason for this lecture and this sensitization, this epoch-making event, is for all of us to get involved in the process in having free, fair, and credible elections.
Nollywood actor Jide Kosoko says Nigerians must think about securing their future.
The politicians we have in this country today, in fact, they are too desperate that you now continue to look at it from why they really want to come on board. Is it to serve or to make money for themselves? If truly you are offering yourself for service, there must be a do or die thing. So we are no fools. They have given you the power. They said, one man, when you vote, you count there. They have told you, go and elect your leaders from legacy.
Chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association, Ikorodu branch, Dr. Olatunji, tasked Nigerians on the need to protect their vote after casting their ballot.
I know when this thing will not impact on those of us in this world today. And when we go out of this world, what are we expected to do? Are we expected to keep this to ourselves? Or to disseminate information to other people that are not here?
The organizers admonished Nigerians not to sell their votes to desperate politicians who are out to take advantage of their often weak positions.
The pathway to 2015 is gradually opening up with the emergence of the presidential hopefuls, especially in the camp of the nation's leading opposition party, APC. So far, former head of state Muhammadu Buhari and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has kicked off their presidential intents on the platform of the APC. But what kind of president do Nigerians really want? Olajumoke Olatunji puts two lawyers and a varsity teacher to task on the development and returned with this report. Have a listen to her.
At 54, an average woman is a grandmother who has seen it all and is at a vantage position to nurture younger women. Comparatively, many scholars have said that Nigeria is a toddler at 54. The country, arguably for the set of people, is yet to become a nation. Ethnic conflicts and civil unrest, characterized by loss of precious lives, still hallmark the polity. In spite of huge human and natural resources, Nigeria is still plagued by different challenges. By May 29 next year, Nigerians would have shot themselves on the foot if the person they're swearing as president did not have answers to these challenges and more.
A president that is angry, sufficiently angry. And I hope people will understand me. Such a person must be so thoroughly embarrassed, so completely overwhelmed by the degree of decadence and the failing prospects of or chance of salvaging this society, this country. He must be apprehensive that if nothing is done, we'll be pushed off the cliffs because we're already at the precipice.
Currently, the names of 11 Nigerians have been mentioned in connection with the 2015 presidential election, built for February 14, 2015. Those said to be interested in being the chief occupants of Aso Rock include President Goodluck Jonathan of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar of the All Progressives Congress, Muhammadu Buhari, Sam Ndazaya, Adams Oshiomhole, Musa Kokenso, Rochas Okorocha, Abdul-Jalil Tafawa Balewa, Aminu Tambuwa, and Sam Wanti of the Mega Progressives People's Party.
We need a president who will be prepared to rock the boat. Unless they rock the boat in Nigeria, Nigeria may continue to wallow in this endless pit of indolence. This is a country with a huge capacity, I mean, to be a giant in Africa, like it was once referred to in the past. But because of this kind of lackluster, lukewarm, uninspiring leadership that we have had over the years, I'm not specific about Jonathan alone. I'm talking about Nigeria's leadership.
The kind of president that we all need in 2015 is that man that can offer responsible and constructive leadership. A man or woman that has the courage of his own convictions, who is willing, ready, and able to tackle the monster of corruption.
Of the lot, Buhari, Atiku, Oshiomhole, Ndazaya, Tafawa Balewa, and Wanti have declared their intentions to run. President Jonathan has been adopted by the PDP as its sole presidential candidate, a move that Tafawa Balewa has vowed to overturn at the party's presidential primaries. The likes of Kwankwaso, Okorocha, Tambuwa are yet to make their intentions known and are said to be neck-deep in consultations, while Saraki has opted out of the race. Just moments to the general elections, the political arena is heated up and Nigerians seem ready to go to the polls once again to demonstrate their constitutional rights. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Edwin Clark, an elder statesman, says he's sure that Nigeria will overcome the security challenges it's facing at the moment. That comes up after the break. Stay with us.
Glad to have you join us on another edition of The Political Arena, the most detailed and incisive political show.
If you are a sitting governor and the opposition is able
to stomach structure against you, that means you are wicked to the people.
Until the end of our time, as the legitimate authority to govern this country.
They gave me 20 minutes to move or they will shoot me.
He has no chance for survival. If he likes himself, this is the best time to get out before he perishes.
The PDP as a ruling party has failed.
So anybody who thinks that government will fold his hands and allow miscreants to take over the streets of our own state and cause havoc is deceiving himself.
The good, bad, ugly and beautiful sides of the Nigerian political system. Join me every Sunday at 9:15 p.m. on CoreTV News.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News, on our Twitter @CoreTV News NG, but it's still on our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, with a space and then news. Elder statesman Edwin Clark is convinced that the country can overcome its security challenges if all Nigerians shun partisanship. He also warned against playing politics with potentially divisive issues. Clark gave the advice while receiving a pro-Jonathan support group, the Dynamic Women International, who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja.
We have been together as a country for the past 100 years. And we have been governing ourselves for the past 54 years. Therefore, we are brothers and sisters. The problem of one section of this country is the problem of the whole country, isn't it? Yes. Therefore, what is happening today in Northeast is the problem of Nigeria, not only the problem of Northeastern people. So people should not play politics with it. Nigeria first before your politics.
That's right.
Without Nigeria, you cannot be a politician.
Yes.
You cannot go to Ghana to be a politician.
That's right.
Always have regard for your country. Be loyal to your country. Be faithful to your country. I believe that this country called Nigeria is very well blessed. Let us not run it down.
The Nigerian Medical Association has called on the authorities to strengthen the national routine surveillance and notification system to prevent a return of the Ebola virus. It also made a case for adequate protective materials for health workers across the country. The NMA President Kayode Obembe made these demands at the press briefing to usher in the 2014 Physician Week.
When you hear that there is no Ebola in Nigeria anymore, that does not mean we should go and sleep. All communities should make sure they organize themselves to what we call community Ebola surveillance units and make advanced preparations to use EVD isolation precautions. Now, what's the way forward? Strengthening of the national routine surveillance and notification system, which is what I was trying to mention. Revitalizing the health sector, infrastructural development, provision of basic amenities, conflict resolution and management, capacity building and reorientation of port health officials, capacity development of healthcare providers, case management and infection prevention control. I want to add at this juncture that Nigeria is one country now in the whole world that they could learn lessons of how Ebola could be curtailed and could be controlled.
Shop owners and residents are still counting their losses following the tanker fire incident that claimed 17 lives and goods running into millions of naira at the Molete area of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. They call on the state government to bring into quick fruition the promise to compensate victims of the incident. Omotayolo brought back this report from Ibadan.
It was a tragic evening on Saturday, the 11th of October 2014, when a petrol tanker fell at Molete on the bridge, spilling its contents, which resulted in a fire that destroyed everything on sight. The tanker reportedly lost control due to brake failure. This burnt container store was to serve as a house of refuge for some of the victims who ran for their lives. Unfortunately, they did not live to tell their stories. The terrible stench still oozing from the container tells more. One of the market leaders in Molete, Iswat Oyinlola, who remains sad over the deadly incident, revealed that 17 people died, 47 shops, 13 cars, 13 buses, 3 motorcycles and 3 tricycles and 2 houses got burnt in the inferno.
We are appealing to the government to come to our aid so that the people that are shop bonds, they should come to our aid to support them to start the business again. Because some of them, they can't do anything at present. There's no money, there is nothing again. So we are appealing to the government to please come to our aid.
Making a special plea to the government, the community head of Molete, Rashid Adigun, calls on the state government to hastily provide the relief materials promised to the affected persons.
We are appealing to the government to help all these people. They have nothing. All their markets are burned. So if they help them, they will have something for their business.
Coming barely less than 2 months of another fire incident at the popular Aleshin Lawyer Market, residents and business operators in the area are still very much in shock of what befell the community. Omotayo, CoreTV News, Ibadan.
We'll take another break, and when we return, we'll bring a story outside Nigeria and in sports. Stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good to have you back. And in sports, Russian Tennis Federation President Shamil Tapishchev has been fined $25,000 for referring to Serena and Venus Williams as the Williams brothers on a chart TV show. Tapishchev also received a 1-year ban from involvement in the Women's Tour. Women's Tennis Association Chief Executive Stacey Alastair said the comments were insulting, demeaning, and have absolutely no place in our sports. But Tapishchev claimed it was a joke with no malicious intent. And outside Nigeria, Iraqi lawmakers have approved new defense and interior ministers completing a unity government that is battling the spread of Islamic State militants. Mohammed Salam al-Gaban, a Shia, was appointed interior minister. Wan Kaleb al-Obeide, a Sunni, was confirmed as defense minister. ISIS control of large parts of the country has been making gains despite US-led coalition airstrikes. Report says the vote by lawmakers will be a big relief both inside and outside Iraq after weeks of wranglings. A more inclusive cabinet is seen as an essential first step in countering ISIS fighters, particularly among Iraq's Sunni minorities. Prime Minister Haidar al-Abadi has pledged to fill the post in September, but his previous nominations were rejected. The previous Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki was forced to resign in August as the Sunni Arab and Kurdish communities accused his administration of pursuing sectarian policies. And that wraps it all on the news at 12. To join us at the top of the hour for more, and your program Core Digest commences shortly. Stay with us.